as the sun dipped below the horizon, painting the sky with hues of pink and orange. A thick fog began to roll in over the small fishing village. The fog crept along the winding streets, enveloping the quaint cottages and the small, weathered boats moored at the old dock. Alice, a young girl of 10 summers, watched the fog from her bedroom window. She had always found the misty veil both eerie and enchanting. Tonight, however, she felt a strange tugging sensation, urging her to venture out into the hazy night. Slipping on her raincoat and boots, Alice tiptoed past her snoring grandfather, who had dozed off in his rocking chair, and quietly opened the creaky front door. The cool, damp air wrapped around her like a ghostly embrace as she stepped into the misty night. The old wooden dock creaked and groaned as Alice carefully made her way along its weathered planks. The fog muffled the sounds of the village, leaving only the distant hoot of an owl and the soft lapping of the water against the worn pilings. Suddenly, Alice heard the faint sound of footsteps echoing through the mist. Curiosity piqued. She followed the muffled rhythm, her boots thudding softly on the damp boards. The footsteps led her to the end of the dock, where a small rowboat bobbed gently in the water. As she approached, the fog parted momentarily, revealing a frail, elderly woman sitting in the boat. Her long, silver hair was pulled back into a loose bun, and her eyes shone with a wisdom that belied her age. "Who are you?" Alice asked, her voice quivering with a mix of curiosity and fear. The woman smiled warmly, creases deepening around her eyes. "I am the keeper of the fog," she replied, her voice as soft and enveloping as the mist around them. "I come when the fog rolls in, to guide those who are lost." "Lost?" Alice echoed, confusion furrowing her brow. The keeper of the fog nodded gently. "Lost in the mist of their own making, blinded by their own fears and doubts." She reached out a wrinkled hand, beckoning Alice closer. "Come, child. I will show you the way." Hesitantly, Alice stepped into the small boat, her boots splashing softly as they broke the water's calm surface. The keeper of the fog deftly rowed them into the heart of the fog, the village and the dock, fading into the distance behind them. As they glided through the mist, the keeper of the fog began to tell stories, each one revealing a different facet of life, like the many colors of a prism refracting through the fog. "Listen closely, Alice," the keeper of the fog whispered, her voice as soft as the mist settling on their skin. "In the fog of our own lives, it is easy to lose sight of the path before us. Fear and doubt can cloud our vision, making us stumble and fall. But if we listen to the stories of others, if we learn from their triumphs and their sorrows, we can find the strength to forge our own way." The fog around them seemed to shift and swirl, and Alice saw scenes from the keeper's stories unfolding around them like ghostly apparitions. She witnessed the joy of a mother holding her newborn child for the first time, the heartache of a young man bidding farewell to his true love as she sailed across the sea, and the quiet determination of an old man painstakingly carving a masterpiece from a block of weathered wood. As the stories unfolded, Alice felt a change within herself. Fear and uncertainty gave way to understanding and empathy. The fog that had once seemed so daunting now enveloped her in a comforting embrace, a reminder that even in the darkest moments, there was beauty and wisdom to be found. The keeper of the fog steered the boat back to the old dock, where the fog was beginning to lift, revealing the first hints of the coming dawn. As Alice climbed out of the boat, she turned to thank her mysterious guide. But the keeper of the fog was gone, leaving only the faintest whisper of her laughter lingering in the air. The sun broke over the horizon, casting golden rays across the water and chasing away the last wisps of the fog. Alice walked back to her cottage, her heart lighter and her eyes filled with newfound wisdom. As she slipped quietly back into her bedroom, she knew that the keeper of the fog would be waiting for her whenever the mist rolled in again. And in the meantime, she would carry the lessons she had learned that night in her heart, a beacon to guide her through the foggy moments of her own life. The moral of this story is that life is often like a thick fog, obscuring our path and clouding our vision. But if we listen to the stories of others, learn from their experiences, and find comfort in the knowledge that we are all connected by the threads of our shared humanity, we can find the strength and wisdom to navigate even the murkiest of waters. And in doing so, we may discover that the very fog that once seemed so daunting can become a source of comfort and guidance, leading us to places of beauty and understanding we never thought possible.